What type of account is Qapital? I am asking you because you need to know exactly where your hard-earned money is going, especially now when every single penny counts toward your security and your peace of mind. You are either at the finish line of your career, or you have already crossed it, and let me tell you, this is not the time to play guessing games with your financial future. You hear about these trendy new apps, these fintech gadgets that promise to make saving money fun and automatic, and your friends or your kids tell you to just download it on your smartphone. But you sit there and you wonder, what is this really? Is it a traditional bank? Is it a risky investment? Is it safe for someone who needs to protect their nest egg? That is the question, and the fear behind it is entirely justified. The fear is that you are going to hand over your retirement cash to a tech company that could vanish tomorrow, or that you are going to accidentally put your stable income into a volatile stock market when you cannot afford to take that kind of risk. You have worked 40, maybe 50 years for this money, and the absolute last thing you want to do is make a mistake because of confusing jargon. So let's strip away the marketing fluff and get down to the absolute truth. Qapital is not a bank. Let me repeat that so it sinks in. Qapital itself is a financial technology company, what they call a fintech. When you open a Qapital account, you are opening a digital gateway that offers three main types of buckets: a savings bucket, a checking bucket, and an investment bucket. Now, I know your next immediate question is, Susie, if it's not a bank, is my money safe? Here's how it works. For their spending and savings accounts, Qapital partners with a traditional, regulated institution called Lincoln Savings Bank. Because of that partnership, the money you put into those specific savings and spending buckets is FDIC insured up to $250,000. That means if the app crashes or the company goes under, your cash in those accounts is backed by the federal government, just like it would be at your local brick-and-mortar branch. But you must understand the problem with how this app operates, because it was designed for a totally different generation and a totally different financial stage of life. Qapital's entire claim to fame is something called microsavings and behavioral psychology. It connects directly to your existing traditional checking account, and then it uses rules to automatically pull small amounts of money out of your life. For example, they have a roundup rule. Every time you buy groceries or gas, it rounds up the transaction to the nearest dollar and shuffles those extra cents into your Qapital savings bucket. They have rules tied to your habits, like saving $5 every time you walk a mile or every time you log into an app. For a 30-year-old who doesn't know how to save a dime and spends every paycheck, this is a phenomenal tool. It tricks them into saving. But for you? You are a retiree, or you are on the absolute doorstep of retirement. You do not need to be tricked into saving pennies while you buy a cup of coffee. You have already accumulated your savings, or you are managing a fixed monthly retirement distribution. And here's where the problem gets serious, and where you have to look at the cold, hard numbers. Qapital is not free. They charge a monthly membership fee that comes straight out of your pocket. We are talking anywhere from $3 to $12 a month depending on the tier you choose. Now, that might sound small, but let's do the math. If you are paying $6 a month, that is $72 a year just to have the privilege of using this app. Why is that a massive mistake for you? Because the interest rate that Qapital pays on their savings bucket is practically zero. It is a microscopic interest rate. If you keep $5,000 in a Qapital savings account to fund an emergency or a trip to see the grandkids, you are making pennies in interest, but you are paying $72 a year in fees. You are literally losing money every single month just to hold your cash in a smartphone app. That is a negative return on your money, and in retirement, a negative return is an absolute financial sin. Furthermore, you need to be incredibly careful with their third type of account, which is Qapital Invest. If you opt into that tier, they take your money and place it into exchange-traded funds, which are portfolios of stocks and bonds managed by automated software. While they build those portfolios based on a risk questionnaire, those funds are subjected to the ups and downs of the market. They are not FDIC insured. They are covered by SIPC for brokerage failure, yes, but if the stock market drops tomorrow, the value of that account drops with it. When you are in your 60s or 70s, you do not want an app automatically shifting your money into equity markets unless it is part of a grand, master financial plan that you control with total clarity. Your actionable takeaway today is very simple. If you are looking for a place to put your emergency fund or your liquid cash that you need to live on over the next few years, do not use Qapital. It is the wrong tool for your stage of life. Instead, I want you to look into a high-yield savings account, often called a HYSA, at an established online bank or a local credit union that charges absolutely zero monthly maintenance fees. Right now, there are legitimate, safe, FDIC-insured institutions that will pay you competitive interest rates on your savings without demanding a monthly fee. That way, your money is working for you, earning real interest to combat inflation, rather than being drained by a tech company's subscription model. You must be the master of your own cash. You do not need gamified rules or digital tricks to manage your wealth. You need safety, you need yield, and you need to eliminate unnecessary fees that chip away at your retirement security. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.